if somebody caught COVID, what would you suggest they do?
Number one, do not go to a hospital. I just mentioned we have the world data. Less than 1% of the entire world has died getting infected with COVID-19. And 95% of the entire world lives outside of the U.S. and doesn't have the healthcare system we have in the U.S. So don't go there. Number two, you need to, if you want and are worried about getting COVID-19, that you're not going to be able to survive it on your own, and you want something prophylactically, ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine and budesonide. These are 3 medications everybody should actually get. Are there ways of getting them? Yeah, and I'm going to give you some.
Excellent.
I'm just going to tell you what they are if you'd like to know.
Yeah, I just wanted to hold for 1 sec. So everybody get a pen, get a paper. It's important. He's going to share with you where to get it, because that's the number one question. Where do we get it? How do we get it? How do we get our hands on it? So please, doctor, continue.
So here we go. Number one, synergyhealthdpc.com. SYNERGY healthdpc.com. Synergyhealthdpc.com. Brian Weinstein owns and founded this company. They've been serving 10,000 people a month right now to get ivermectin, get hydroxychloroquine, budesonide, respules, whatever they need to have at home to be ready. And what's different about this group is they actually will write prescriptions, but they don't give you the prescriptions for you to go find the drug now at a pharmacy. They actually have compound pharmacies around the country that direct mail you your prescriptions. So you don't have to go hunting down short supplies of ivermectin or finding retail pharmacies now that will not fill your prescriptions that they're being told not to, like ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine. So synergyhealthdpc.com is a great resource for prophylactics. If someone needs prescriptions right now, the best place to go is to myfreedoctor.com. These guys do free telemedicine, free teleprescriptions. They'll give you the prescription. They will ask you for a donation if you can afford one, because they're giving you their time and devoting this to you, but they will give you the prescription regardless. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, you need to pick a compound pharmacist in your area and give them the list of the name of the compound pharmacy you want to get the drugs from, because big box retail stores are being told not to fill those.
Wow. Doctor, question. Is it accessible in Canada as well? Because a lot of comments in the group are asking, can we get it in Canada?
Sure. Well, let me just answer that for you. If they can't deliver it from that group, which is primarily America, then go to alldaychemist.com. alldaychemist.com. I have used this resource for 10 years. When I wanted ivermectin tablets, I got them straight from India at alldaychemist.com. And please don't worry about supply chain. Don't worry about air freight. We have medical doctors all around the country using that resource right now. And within 3 weeks, you're having air shipped whatever amount of bulk ivermectin you want. It doesn't matter what country you're ordering it from. These are resources for prophylactics. Now, to be able to handle this so you're not worried, you just have to know, these are not required for everybody to survive COVID-19 or its variants. So just so you know, hydroxychloroquine. If you don't think you can get hydroxychloroquine, go to any pharmacy, nutritional supplement store, health store, and buy quercetin. Quercetin is a compound that comes from the rinds of fruits. Quercetin is the element that pharmaceutical companies made hydroxychloroquine from.
Wow.
So quercetin, you can use it in place of hydroxychloroquine, and it's super cheap and you don't need a prescription. So quercetin at 1,000 milligrams a day. You can go get that. If those of you can't get ivermectin, I would tell you to go get wormwood. Wormwood is a herb that actually was used to develop the actual structure of ivermectin. Most pharmaceuticals, 80% of all pharmaceutical drugs, were based off of compounds they found in nature that they wanted to patent. So they had to make them unnatural, but keep them close enough to look similar to the human body so the body thinks it's the natural substance when it knows it isn't. But they keep the molecule very similar, and then they can patent it because it was not found in nature. So those are just some resources to help you, just so you know. Number one, hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin are called zinc ionophores. Their major benefit is they help get zinc into the cells. All of you need to be supplementing every day 100 milligrams of zinc. When zinc is supplemented enough in your body, zinc gets inside your cells, and if a virus gets inside of a cell, it cannot replicate in the presence of zinc. This is the blessing of hydroxychloroquine and ivermectin. There's zinc ionophores. They assist forcing zinc more into the cells. So if you want to beat this, get zinc, high doses of vitamin C, and quercetin if you want to, if you can't get the medication.
Now, this would be this is a measure if you get it. Is this also a preventive measure where people could take this and other vitamins to help prevent it?
Sure. If you actually were going to use anything outside of the nutritional supplements I just gave you, everybody should be doing those supplements daily.
Okay.
But when it comes to ivermectin and you want to do a preventative or prophylactic dose, it's 12 milligrams once a week.
12 milligrams once a week.
Hydroxychloroquine would be 300 milligrams once a week. That's your dose.
There it is. Now, you were recommending, obviously, vitamin C. What is the proper amount of vitamin? These are simple questions, I know, but our audience still needs to learn it because not everybody understands it. What's a proper amount of vitamin C they should be taking daily?
Yeah, and I'll just throw this out here while I'm here because some people are going to write this all down or they might be driving. Who knows?
Yeah.
But if you go to my actual website, thedrardisshow.com, THEDRARDIS show.com. If you haven't heard any of my media interviews, my entire agenda is to thwart their agenda to hurt you. So if you go and put in your email there, you get access to this COVID resources page. It's all free. There's what's called the C19 Disease Prevention Cocktail. It's right at the top. Open it, download it, print it. It's 20 pages of research articles, and the last 2 pages are 4 nutrients and the doses for children, teenagers, and adults that they need to take every day to thwart the agenda of the bioweapon I consider SARS-CoV-2 virus to be. The vaccines, if you've gotten the vaccines, what you need to be taking. It's the same 4 products. And those who are around those who are vaccinated, they also need protection. So I'm going to run through these, but I want you to know that those resources are there for you at thedrardis show.com. And that's really the reason why I do this, is to try to protect as many people as possible. So number 1, vitamin C is a minimum of 5,000 milligrams every day.
5,000.
You should try to work up every day for the rest of your life 10,000 milligrams a day. There is no toxic dose of vitamin C ever. No one's ever died from overdosing on vitamin C. What they have gotten is diarrhea, because the body will get to a point where it recognizes, and the immune system in your gut will recognize, I don't need that much vitamin C, and it'll kick the rest of it out. It's not dangerous. Just come down a little bit off of that dose that comes to bowel tolerance. The immune system knows how much it needs to fight any infection or boost the immune system. Vitamin C at 5,000 milligrams. I recommend going up by 1,000 milligrams every week until you get to 10. Stay there every day the rest of your life. And I buy it in bulk, ascorbic acid or sodium ascorbate. You buy it in bulk and just put teaspoons and put it in something you're drinking. It's easy enough to get it. And then the second most important thing is magnesium at 500 milligrams a day, every day for the rest of your life. 500 mgs. And then selenium at 200 micrograms. It's a really little bitty amount. mcgs, 200 micrograms. And then for all those who have received the jab, who have gotten the vaccines, if any of you are watching this, I recommend apple pectin powder at 700 milligrams twice a day to both detox the poisons that are in the shot and help to actually chelate out those things that are disease-causing or death-causing in the shots, because there's some horrific things inside those shots. So that's as a preventative to draw out poisons and toxins out of your body. And then zinc, I just mentioned. Everybody should be doing that 100 milligrams a day, every day. And for the rest of your life, this isn't a short-term thing. This is forever. This apple pectin, if you got 1 shot or 2 shots, I would recommend you do that every day for 6 months. If you never get another booster shot, you should be okay and just stay on the other products. But this is actually to thwart their agenda to hurt you. These things are very dangerous.
And ladies and gentlemen, again, if you're just tuning in and you may have missed it, I actually ask you to go back, listen to it carefully. Dr. Ardis has given you the websites to get the information. He has broken down the amount you should take, when you should take it, and who should take it. He also has a website that he mentioned. I am personally going to post his link in the description for the next 2 hours. and then I'll have to take this show down before it gets booted and I get flagged. It will be posted to my Rumble channel, where his website will also be posted there. It is important that you like, subscribe, share this video. I don't care where you share it, what platform, friends, family, loved ones. You got to get this information out. It is key to save lives so people understand how serious this is. Dr. Artis did not ask me for a donation. He didn't ask me for any money. He didn't ask for anything. He was more than happy to come on here and explain what was going on. So, he's doing it because he truly wants to help people. So take his advice. It's very important. Doctor, a few more things. I was also told that vitamin D is also good for you. If you maybe could touch on that, please.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Most people in the world are vitamin D deficient. So I recommend 5,000 IUs every day for every human being at minimum. Just do it. You're not going to die.
Yeah.
You need it. Vitamin D deficiency creates immune suppression and the inability to fight viruses, bacteria, and fungi. So everyone should get enough vitamin D. If you are in an area where there's still sunlight, as we go through the winter months, 15 to 20 minutes a day of sunshine outside is enough to give you enough vitamin D. But most people aren't spending that much time outside. Everyone should be getting 5,000 IUs a day.
It's unbelievable. Vitamin D. What about vitamin? So we got vitamin D. We talked about zinc. That was key. Vitamin C, super key. I want to mention another thing that was told to me, and I don't know during this time if that even works, but B complex. What are your, I'd like to get your feedback on B complex.
Yeah, great question. So the biggest threat right now on all humankind is this vaccine agenda. And these vaccines are known to cause damage to the mitochondria in the hearts of every human beings, which is why you're seeing such heavy reported myocarditis, which means muscle of the heart inflammation, which can be lethal. And so myocarditis is now a black box warning on the insert of the Pfizer, Moderna, and the Johnson & Johnson shots. Wow. They know it's going to cause heart damage. The number one thing to reverse heart damage is B complex supplements. Vitamin Bs are required to repair and rebuild muscle tissue of the heart. That's why it's so significant. So yes, a healthy B complex that has two key actual B vitamins. That would be methylfolate, which is vitamin B9, and then cyanocobalamin, which is actually, or methylcobalamin, which is vitamin B12. Those two, by far, are the two most required by the cells of the heart to regenerate and stay protected and healthy. I use those for years, actually, to reverse heart disease, B complexes.
Really?
Yeah. Is that good?
The magnesium that you're talking about, I've been doing it, and for some reason I do feel better. I think it's absolutely incredible. I want to ask you about another thing and get your feedback on this. For some people that are going through some type of anxiety and stress, and I found something, and I would like to get your feedback on it. I found a all organic natural form of GABA. And I found it for me, and I'd like to get your input on it. It seemed to help me tremendous, calm, relaxing. If you could maybe speak on that for a moment.
Sure. GABA is phenomenal. I actually created a sleep product about 3 years ago through a company called True Labs. I formulated the sleep drink. GABA was one of the largest constituents inside of that drink because it helps lower cortisol levels, which is your stress hormone, and it helps improve insomnia as a result. There is one other herb I'll tell you that's actually more powerful than that, though, an herb. Okay. So it's a plant, and it's called ashwagandha. And ashwagandha, I just need everybody to know that those who are living under stress and anxiety, have we not seen this much stress and anxiety on the entire world in the last 2 years? Ashwagandha behaves similarly to what insulin does to blood sugar. Ashwagandha does to cortisol, which is your stress hormone. It literally cuts down cortisol. It improves your ability to relax in the evenings, sleep all night, improves your body's metabolism. I don't know if you know, but cortisol is that hormone that makes you store belly fat as a reaction to too much stress over time. Cortisol is also the hormone. If you go to lay down at night and your mind's just racing and worrying about things all day or the next day, that's actually excessive cortisol. If cortisol is being managed properly, cortisol should be at its peak in the morning when you wake up, and it should be taper off all day long and be at its lowest point in the evening. For those who are actually having racing minds and they can't fall asleep very quickly, their cortisol levels are in the opposite. They usually wake up actually just as tired or more tired than they were the night before when they went to bed. This is those people. And then as the day goes on, their cortisol goes up and up and up. And then they try to go to bed at night and they can't. Their mind's just racing. These individuals need to be taking ashwagandha at nighttime to start switching the cortisol cycle. So that's my recommendations. GABA is phenomenal. You can just follow the recommendations on a bottle or supplement bottle. Ashwagandha herbs, another great one.
Now, let me ask you a quick about ashwagandha. Like, you're giving us a clinic here, and the chat is